Couple weeks ago, Eric, Steven, and myself were treated to an incredible trip by Music Bed in Texas. But it wasn't always an opportunity that I thought would be possible. Is that good? Yes. 7 tries later. This all began actually a year ago for myself, if we backtrack all the way to the beginning of 2022. And at that time, I was using MusicBed as a service for providing music for my videos, but had no relationship with them, no affiliation with them as far as from a sponsored or partner perspective. After making their short film, The Perfect Photo, last year with the help of Eric, Steven, and Braxton, and that going live on my channel at the very beginning of last year, a couple weeks after that, I had the opportunity to then become onboarded as an ambassador for MusicBed. I want to be fully transparent. When I became an ambassador, that didn't immediately lead to working on collaborative projects with MusicBed. I was simply just an ambassador. And that was the case for the majority of last year, up until around September, when I received the opportunity to make an ad in partnership with them. And then right after that, we all kind of helped Eric make a short film for his channel, and I was again approached to make a BTS video on my channel, sponsored by MusicBed. The best part about when we made My Father's Son, that short film for Eric's channel during the fall of last year, was not only did a bunch of us help make it, but because we made that and MusicBed saw it, they approached Eric, Steven, and I to essentially put us on retainer. We were able to make a contract with them for all 3 of us for this year, 2023. I really don't know if by myself, making YouTube videos, if I would have been approached by MusicBed to do sponsored content with them, and maybe I would have down the road. But I know for certain that because I did it with Eric and Steven and Braxton's help, that we did stuff together that led to expediting the process. If you work with friends to make projects that maybe you don't initially have a motivation for as far as like monetizing or like blowing up, but you just make it because you're really excited about it with friends that you really trust and you love, you never know where that's gonna lead. And for us, that's 100% the case. We often get asked like, how'd you guys do this? How'd you guys start Creative Club? How do you guys make videos together? When you become vulnerable in your creative work, and I think as an artist, that's such a big thing because it's such an extension of ourselves, whether that's photo or video, us at least. I really believe that that synergy that we created last year, even working on the documentary for Joe, really led to us making very special pieces last year that I think, regardless of whoever's channel it went on, all of our hands were on all those projects. That's how we did it. That's the secret. That's the hack. I'm sure there are plenty of ways to work with sponsors on YouTube videos, but for me at least, this has been the most organic approach. We just made stuff that we were gonna make anyways, regardless of whoever saw it. And I think that when you really believe that much in the work that you make, it really shows in the quality of the work. And I think that's what MusicBed saw in all 3 of us at least. So I want to fast forward now actually to this year, a couple weeks ago, when for a couple months, MusicBed and the 3 of us were talking about them treating us to a trip, hosting us in Texas where they are headquartered, and to have us out there for a week, honestly just to kind of decompress from a year's worth of shooting a documentary and just having a space to kind of introspect and just really reflect on what the past year looked like for us, and then begin to dream a little bit about what it would look like for this year to make new things and even to partner with them. And what was really fun was when we went down there a couple weeks ago, they took care of everything. We stayed at MusicBed's lake house. We did so many activities, like they have a gym there. So we played dodgeball, we played horse. No, we didn't play horse. We played knockout. We actually got to go to MusicBed's headquarters, which is really cool because I never thought that I would ever get to see the headquarters of a brand that I was working with. So being able to see like their physical space in person was so inspiring. Got to meet the CEO, have multiple conversations with him. Actually, Steven and Eric were able to record a Rally Caps podcast episode with him, which was super fun. And we did a ton of stuff. Like there was a concert that they held, a live concert at headquarters, which we just got to like kind of just be there, take film photos, just take it all in, hang out.
yesterday, I was living at my parents' house. I blinked and things changed. Fast forward and I was moving out. I can only exist in 3 dimensions at a time. Who am I to resist a river flowing left to right? It's like we've been dancing in the dark. A great big expansion from a spark.
We did a like us three in collaboration with Music Bed like hosted event at a cidercade where we were able to invite a bunch of local people and just kind of meet people and hang out and play games. That was a lot of fun. If this was a year ago, I would have felt like such an imposter. I would have felt like, oh man, I do not belong here. I'm not supposed to be here. Why am I here? And when we were there 2 weeks ago, strangely, it's not that I felt like I deserved it by any means, but I didn't feel like we weren't supposed to be there. I really felt like the hard work that we put in for the course of a year, over the course of a year, that we were at the right place, at the right time, with the right brand for that specific week. If I were to summarize everything that I just said, is just continue making stuff that you're really excited about. And make it with friends that you love making things alongside. Because when you do those two things, you just really never know who's gonna see it and what opportunities will come from you just continuing to make things. I think, and I've experienced this in my career so far, and I still experience it, where sometimes you just feel like, oh man, this idea isn't good enough. This photo isn't good enough to post on Instagram. This video isn't good enough to make for YouTube. But you just never know who it's gonna resonate with. And as long as you care about it, as long as it means something to you, just share it and make stuff with your friends. And that's really how this all happened. That's how this entire trip happened. That's how becoming an ambassador for Music Bed happened. That's it. Bye.